In medieval times, on a long road to the cities, stories told by bards are scattered about the mysterious destruction of ancient civilizations and how cultures full of science, justice, and faith were forgotten. Everyone wonders why they now live in a society full of violence, looting, and death. No one dares to investigate such mysteries. But not you, because you are an adventurer. In this episode, you will be able to unveil such mysteries by visiting splendorous places as it is a city of Waterdeep, explore malevolent capitals of agony such as the Infinite Abyss, the Nine Hells, and more. So, hop onto your mount because we are unearthing the secrets of the Rakshasa. Inhabiting the busiest places, there is a mysterious aura roaming. For the common folk, it may appear as a merchant or nobleman, but for those who have their eyes opened, they will know it is the mysterious Rakshasa, a humanoid creature with physical feats that resembles that of a Bengal tiger, and aspects of their behavior that makes them seem as diabolic beings. Greed, corruption, lies, and treachery. These are words that will be appropriate to describe the evil ways of the Rakshasa. With great excellence, this beast carries natural talent in the arcane arts. It must be known that Rakshasas can use many spells at will for evil motivations. One of their most used spells will be Disguise Self, which lets the Rakshasa transform to whatever humanoid creature it wishes to for an infinite amount of time. The Rakshasa purposely uses this spell to hide its identity, to act as a corrupt mastermind of political plots and murders, while disguised as a Thieves Guild master, a charismatic merchant, or even a magic college archmage, with the purpose of gaining power, wealth, and prestige amongst the realm. Located in the Sword Coast, the splendorous city of Waterdeep is not exempt from suffering the consequences of the Rakshasa. Secret theories made by sages speculate that in the Council of the Lords of Waterdeep, the supreme legal body that governs the City of Splendors, possibly a Rakshasa has usurped the identity of one of the High Council members. It is true. The Rakshasas have hellish kinship, since they are indeed devils. It is not exactly known how the Rakshasa were created. This is a fact that could badly remind us of the Illithid, since there is no certainty as to how the horrifying Mind Flayer originated, nor the despicable Rakshasa. Tomes of books do tell us theories on how the Rakshasa arose. The most accepted one is that they were created because of a diabolical ritual, orchestrated by an unknown race of devils, with the purpose of escaping their homeland, the Nine Hells, a plane of sinister evil, where the souls of creatures will be eternally tormented by devilish law, created by Asmodeus, who is patron of mind and oppression, overlord of the Nine Hells, and a greater deity for those who are motivated by greed. Legends say a particular Rakshasa is the eyes and ears of Asmodeus in Avernus, the first layer of the Nine Hells. Part of the diabolical heritage that the Rakshasa possess is the gift of immortality. For the misguided adventurer that supposedly kills one of these creatures, be wary and remember, because the Rakshasa spirit will transport to the lower planes as it waits years in indescribable pain for its physical body to reform, to then fulfill its vengeance by searching for you and your relatives, destroying your public image by lies and corruption. And when it finally comes to the time for the Rakshasa to kill you, it will be the moment that you know one of its dark pleasures, when being devoured alive. Born in a ruthless society where only the fittest make it to the top, a Rakshasa must earn its way to power through accomplishments that carve in stone their name and clan, such as capturing souls and planewalkers, powerful wizards that traveled across the planes of existence in search of knowledge. A Rakshasa would make the souls and powerful mages submit to slavery, all of this to impress the Maharaja, the supreme authority of a Rakshasa society. As the Rakshasa is climbing up the ranks, it is given titles of power. Rooks, the most skilled warriors of a Rakshasa clan, had this title. Rajas, it means the lord in infernal language. They are the ones who lead their respective clan. Maharajas, the supreme authority, overseers of a great number of clans, or all of them. Rakshasas can live even in the harshest of environments, from marshes and tropical forests, jungles and swamps, to the most inhabitable places across the universe. In the plane of the abyss, a place that for the solely reason of being there, it is a torture for your mind and body, in its 500th layer, wondrous calamities can be found, such as the Blood Sea, a terrifying eye-catching wonder for any mortal. In this ocean made of hot red blood, screaming voices of souls could be heard. Here, a Rakshasa settlement is located, where any outsider could very well meet the end of its adventure in the worst ways possible. Wise scriptures relate myths that could be true. The Rakshasa have a variety of sub-races with unique attributes. The Rakshasa. It has white fur and is skinnier than the common breed. They are powerful spellcasters and prime necromancers. The Naitian. It is characterized by having black fur and black stripes, also having a robust, strong physical structure. Not possessing much talent in magic, they made up for their weakness with tremendous ability to emulate any fighting style. Nastharun. With black fur and light physical build, they were the least talented at magic, but they equally made up for this with their stealth mastery. Plain touched. Although not fully a Rakshasa, from a human and a Rakshasa, a tiefling could be born, with cat eyes, fur scales, and a leathery skin. Cities are burning, complete kingdoms destroyed from its roots because of this secret malevolent operator. As you watch this macabre show in the outskirts of the city, you remember the tales. After all, they seem to be true. From afar, you see a hooded figure leaving the city gates while looking at you with deadly eyes. It is the despicable Rakshasa. Arm yourself with this next items and spells, adventurer, and victory will be yours. Ring of Mind Shielding makes you immune to magic that allows other creatures to read thoughts and determine your alignment and creature type. Also, you are unaffected to spells that detect whether you are lying or not. Helm of Devil Command. Made for a pit fiend instead, magically this item resizes to the wearer's head. It lets you know the location and type of all devils within 1,000 feet. It gives you the ability to communicate telepathically to devils and broadcast your thoughts to them. Scroll of Protection from Fiends. When reading this scroll, a magic invisible barrier is created, preventing fiends from entering or damaging anything within the cylindric barrier. To be precise, spells are not merely the key to victory because of the Rakshas's immunity to spells from the 6th level and below. Instead, you should use these next spells when dealing with multiple Rakshasas. Conjure Celestial. This spell lets you summon a Celestial that will serve your benevolent commands in battle. Holy Aura. A divine bright light washes your body that adds extra power to your comrades, and any attacks given to fiends or undead, potentially blinding them. Holy Weapon. The only spell lower than the 7th level, but it is the most effective when dealing with these fiends. This spell will let you blast with holy power a weapon of your choice. Ancient scrolls detail that the Rakshasa are vulnerable to such weapons. It is said that blast bows and crossbows can truly obliterate a Rakshasa with no opportunity to reincarnate again, by firing a blast arrow or bolt with these weapons at their heart. The time has come, adventurer, or shall I say, fellow council member, to join us in the first session of the Great Council alongside the most powerful mages across the universe to preserve peace and prosperity. Before starting, the corresponding roll call will be made. Valinor, the first abjurer of Whitespire, Quarjo, Great Court Wizard of Yura, and you, adventurer, with the purpose of bringing peace and prosperity, we begin in this session. All arguments from mages will be taken into account for the creation of an item to destroy the Rakshasa for good. Master Valinor, you may proceed to speak.
Ah yes, the Rakshasa. I've had the dubious honor of meeting one of these fiends in the past. It was the last day of summer when I received a request from a former student to aid him in catching this creature. I was hesitant at first, but he insisted and eventually I complied. I wish I had the sense to act sooner back then, because my reluctance cost poor Trevor everything. When I arrived, he would not answer the door, nor did he reply to my telepathic messages. After a while, I decided to enter his home forcefully. That was when I found his corpse. He was stabbed in the back without even a hint of a fight. He never saw the creature come. His notes were smashed and burned, but he was my student after all. He suspected this might happen, so he left a message in one place that creature would never find. Ethereal. It was a bright one, that Trevor. Ravens carry his soul to the heavens. Trevor's notes suggested that the Rakshasa was about to interfere with a wedding between two noble houses. A wedding which was set for that very day. I could not let that pass, but neither could I simply convince the nobles to call off the event. I had to go there. Somehow I managed to secure an invitation, though it had cost me a couple of favors. I entered the wedding, which was as grand as one can imagine, but I had any time to enjoy the festivities after all. Somewhere within these grand halls was a Bayatsu with nefarious plans. You see, they are cunning creatures, able to don illusions to disguise themselves as someone else. I consider detection magic, but the Rakshasa are infamous for being invisible to such spells. How can you locate a creature that is invisible to divination? The answer came after I got a vindictive glare from one of the guests. I immediately suspected him, of course. If this was the Rakshasa, how would he even know that I was after him? You must see now how ironic this experience was, because the same ability that would allow the creature to notice me is the one that got him mind-reading. Ridiculous, isn't it? Certainly I could read the mind of anyone in the room, anyone except the one creature immune to such magic. It was not that noble, by the way. He was just appalled by my lack of style. How very insulting. I nearly gave up when at last I found my quarry at the end of the aisle. It was not the groom or the bride, but the priest. Why, you must ask? I know I have. I chose the right moment to cast unnoticed, enhanced my sight with magic, and then it hit me. The rings, of course. A wedding is a pact, and pacts can be tainted, especially if the cleric is an actual devil. I grabbed a silver knife from the nearby table and took a step through the ethereal right next to him. My knife stuck through, and the devilish flesh sizzled. And that showed him. The fiend was unable to maintain its act, but alas, I was unable to prevent its planar escape. I thwarted its plan, but could not catch it. I still fear the day that he decides to take revenge.
Your story does still points to have into consideration, Master Valinor. Excellent. Master Quario, you may proceed to speak.
With the permission of all the members of this respectable council, I proceeded to speak. I would like to validate my proposition through a story described in the magician Henix's diary. Back in the city of Jalik, I had planned my reunion with my friend Malth, an expert collector of ingredients for alchemy. At his house, we began to joke and talk about the origin of its ingredients, since there were no better ingredients elsewhere. With pleasure, he told me, I wanted to meet my best supplier, while he left 4 bottles of blood on the table that had labels with names like Nanov, Lolm, and Dreg, the same as those of my magician's guild teachers who introduced me to the arcane arts. From one of the inner doors of the house, 4 skulls with green flames around, controlled by a tall hooded figure, who slowly approached and revealed himself. A feline with sharp teeth and devilish eyes then looked at me. This creature moved its fingers strangely as if it were doing sorcery. You choose, Mal said as he pulled out the contract sheet. Since that day, I have not been able to sleep well. In my dreams, my old masters do not stop warning me of the weight of my actions. This is an excerpt from the magician Henix's diary. For my luck, this story is not mine. May the gods preserve Henix. I, Master Quario, conclude that the Rakshasa can come in different shapes and sizes, but the most terrifying thing is that some of them can acquire unimaginable powers, such as those described in Henix's diary, and also commit great horrors to civilizations through the art of deception, presented in the speech of the Master Valinor. We must create an object that can destroy a Rakshasa without even having to find him face to face, since close encounters with this creature that operates from the shadows will rarely happen.
Excellent proposition, Master Quario. Now the council will have a break for discussing the creation of an item, and in few moments it will be shown to the public. Do not go, adventurer. The Great Council of Magicians has decided. A summary of the votes in favor and against will be made, and the new object created at the request of the council will be shown. On the other hand, adventurer, you will witness the procedure of this session so that you are a participant in future meetings. We have 3 votes in favor of the proposal: Master Valinor, Master Quario, and the counselor that is me. We have 0 votes against. Without further ado, we present the new item to you, adventurer. Effigy of Fiend Glazing. This effigy is actually a small living elemental creature called Garangan that appears to be made of gold. We had to bond this creature in a covenant with us to serve adventurers, but due to its nature, the Garangan put certain conditions to use it. The attunement process consists of offering any limb and putting it in the Garangan's mouth. When this happens, the Garangan will see if you are truly worthy of being its master, and you must pass a DC Wisdom throw of 17. Unfortunately, if you do not pass it, your limb will be cut and can only be regenerated with the regeneration spell to try again. This item will act as a secret bomb, as this looks like a golden statue. When you order the Garangan, it will spit out a 60 feet cube of fire, scorching everything and only glassing the fiend chosen by the user. Given the nature of the Rakshasa, it is recommended to infiltrate as a gift this devastating item into the base of a Rakshasa, so that you can stop the evil that this beast creates. To see the details of this item, we'll leave you a scroll to read it in the description below. We hope that this item will serve you in the future adventures to gain victory in your battles that will surely convert into tales. Be sure to join our Facebook page to keep updated about the content we are creating, and check out our Discord server if you would like to participate in future sessions of the council. All the details will be there. As there is no more to discuss for the moment, the Great Council ends its session. With this, we close this section in the Bestiary for the despicable Rakshasa. Thanks to Aviate from Beyond the Screen for participating in this video. Be sure to check his channel with great content to watch. What monster would you like us to cover next? Let us know in our Facebook page, poll link below. If you like this video, do not forget to subscribe and thumbs up. Until next time, adventurers.